Sunshine, wild ones, it's Bernadette. I am here, although pre-recorded, for your Pick a Card tarot reading on Tuesday, February 2nd. So it's the second month on the second day in year 2021. Lots of twos going on. And thank you all so much for your patience with me. If you remember in a video, I don't know, a few days ago, I told you guys I was going to have to pre-record a few of the daily tarot readings because actually on the 2nd, while you guys are watching this, I'm going to be dive, rock lobster, bam, 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 bam. I'm going to be diving with manatees, and that is, I can't even imagine the hilarity that's going to ensue, so thank you for your patience. And also, I just want to say that, again, this is kind of a kooky reading. I've only ever had something, this kind of message with an animal, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times in the 30 years I've been doing this. What I mean by that is this. So for your daily tarot reading, Hippo has appeared, Hippopotamus. And, you know, we all know the facts about them, right? Hippopotamus facts. They're one of the most feared animals in the world because they're some of the most aggressive. Their most closest relatives are whales and dolphins. They bring with them the symbolism and meaning of the air element. I mean, we all do. Anybody that breathes air, you know, of course, air element is part of your, whatever you're reading for or considering or making decisions, that kind of thing. But because they are walkers, hippopotami, are walkers in both worlds, they can swim. They're very, well, actually, that was part of one of the things that was kind of kooky about this reading. Hippopotamus cannot swim and hippopotamus cannot float. They've got to be in a place where they can bounce or walk on the bottom of whatever lake, ocean, not ocean, but river, wherever they're at. But they're equally comfortable on land and in the water. And an adult hippopotamus not only can live for 40 years, but they can hold their breath for up to 7 minutes underwater, which is why their young can actually nurse underwater. They'll be down there long enough, but they also have a thing where they close their ears and their nose off to water. And when you take a look at just those kinds of things, there's a tremendous amount that you can glean from that, you know. So it's one of the most aggressive animals in the world, right? And what is today? Today is Tuesday. The ruling chakra is the Sacral chakra. Mars is the aggressive, you know, driving force. Let's get our strategy. Let's get going. You know, let's move, people, move. And that's Hippo. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen the YouTube video where these poor old boys are in a little, it looks like a John boat to me. And all of a sudden you see the water start to churn behind them, and up out of the water comes this hippo lunging for their beansy little boat. I can't even imagine, because hippo, not only do they have ginormous mouths, but they have canine teeth, meaning their teeth are sharp, and that's it. You don't want to get caught by a hippo, right? All right. All of that said, chances are you wild ones can take away something from that that's pertinent to you. But for I don't even know what crazy reason, I normally don't hear, or actually let me say, I normally don't get sent is that true? Kind of, but not really. Okay. Spirit will always send me modern references, like especially songs, right? So if there's a song that's meaningful to an animal, that's also going to be meaningful to a client that I read for, or, you know, an image of a painting or whatever. Like, I don't know if you guys know that painting, The Scream. I read for a lady one time that she just shapeshifted right in front of me. I'm like looking at her like this, and I was aware of her voice. Bernadette, are you okay? Bernadette, is anything wrong? But this old gal, I think it's Munch, M-U-N-C-H, Munch Monk, that did the painting, but it's that creepy, you know, I know what you did last summer, scream mask kind of thing. And, you know, just a lot of pain. And sure enough, she was going through something. Just, it was the appropriate painting to show up. Spirit sent me the appropriate thing. However, while I get tarot cards that will come into my psychic space, or when I go on a shamanic journey, because I welcome any symbols or sounds or tastes or whatever that spirit wants to send me, so that I can get as accurate a reading and meaningful of a reading for a client as possible. So for today, you know, and every day for the daily readings, you know, you guys are my clients, so to speak, right? Well, you're really family. So basically I'm reading for family. So tarot cards can be considered a game. Clearly you and I don't consider them that way. I mean, I don't know every one of you, but I got to believe if you're tuning into my channel, you don't think tarot cards are a joke. So, but other than that, I've never been sent a game, like a board game or anything like that. But today, all I could hear when I started to step into the energy, you know, the power of this reading, I just could see that board game, Hungry, Hungry Hippo. So I was like, why am I seeing that? I'm like, is it about there are 4 hippos in the game? Is it about this? Is it about, you know, there's all kinds of things. But I didn't feel like I knew enough about the game Hungry, Hungry Hippo to be very certain what it means for you all today. And so, you know, one of my favorite sites, Mental Floss, right? They just do humor, right? So they actually, crazily enough, have they have an article about Hungry, Hungry Hippo, the game. But when I read this article, you know, it's like, you know, 7 facts about Hungry, Hungry Hippo, the game. When I went through the article, man, there's some fascinating stuff. And I was like, okay, that makes really good sense. I get it now. So the first thing that was told to me is, this is not a game. So Spirit sent me a game to tell you all it is not a game. And what that means is, if you're involved in anything where you need to be comfortable being a little aggressive, or you're feeling maybe a little bit afraid because someone else is being so aggressive towards you, then it's time to understand that it's not a game. Meaning, if you think it's going to go away, it's not. Not in the immediate. It or they or him or her or whatever you identify with, or whatever faction is coming at you, it's not going to go away soon, and it's not going to go away easily. If you're going, you know, if you're considering some kind of something, a person, a situation, a job, or whatever, that you want to go for aggressively, both positively and negatively, it's not a game. It's not the time for you to think that, well, you know, I'll just surrender to the universe, and if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. You are the universe, so you've got to make it happen. Just like the charioteer in the Chariot card, he's steering those horses, and he's steering that, you know, that chariot that he's in with the power of the mind. And this is going to have to be, interesting. Okay, this is going to have to be, yes, you'll intellectually need a plan, but mostly it's got to come from a place of emotion. So whatever this is, this aggressive Mars energy, hippo aggression, aggression's not always a bad thing. It can be a great thing when you're trying to achieve a goal that's really a beautiful kind of thing, like, oh, say, you know, people that started the first charities or saved people's lives. Or you get where I'm going. So that's the first one. The other thing is actually Hungry, Hungry Hippos. Fred Kroll, that's his name. He was a World War II veteran, and he always wanted to be in the toy business because his dad manufactured games, cardboard games. So he went out and he got his license, and I understand, you know, maybe there was some nepotism there. He got, you know, maybe a little leg up from daddy. But if there's something that you want, what that tells me is, if you want to do something on a large scale, Hippo will be there to support you every step of the way. Every step of the way. And stay in your place of confidence and power. You know, when you need something large to send out into the universe, when you need a large and a strong and I'm not afraid of you, you know, kind of backup, energetic and backup, Hippo's the one for you in this moment. On a different day, it might be another thing. Now, also, Hungry, Hungry Hippo, each of the hippos had a name. So see if any of these names mean anything to you in this day or on another day, which is Lizzie the hippo was the purple one. The orange one was Henry Hippo. Home Hippo was green and Harry Hippo was yellow. Now later versions changed the names, the colors, or both. And so you 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 may get to feeling kind of cute and research the Hungry Hippo iterations of names and colors, because in that you may find a really big message for yourself that I don't know, because I'm reading for the collective and not just one-on-one, right? Okay. So then also there this may be the most important part of this reading today, which is, dig this. There's a Guinness World Record for completing Hungry Hippos. Who knew? But, oh, and there's a Hungry Hippos World Championship. Okay. They're looking at, well, this was way a long time ago, this article, but I mean, way a long time ago. And there might have been one, I just don't remember one. Hungry Hippos might be a movie. So when you take a look at that, because again, if I haven't said it, yes, I was fed Hungry Hippo or sent Hungry Hippo from the Great Spirit, the universe, source, God, angels, spirit guides, et al. And with a very special focus on staying current. What that means is it's not enough to stay where you're at, like frozen in time. You don't want to do that. Lots of people my age, they do that. They just get frozen in time and they'll only listen to music from, their favorite period in life, which generally tends to be high school and, around your first of college. Younger folks I've observed that the younger folks, oh my God, I sound like my mom, the younger folks, I'm going to be on a cane soon. I have observed that the younger generation is a lot more open-minded and willing to listen to ideas as long as you don't tell them what to do. So having said that, there's something about you bringing your mindset, maybe even what you wear, how you've got your hair done, books that you read, music that you listen to, try new foods. Soon, I'm going to show you guys my kitchen, and you're just going to get the biggest kick out of it. It looks like a Barbie doll kitchen, because it's not really meant for cooking. It's meant really more for, say, organizing takeout on a plate to look pretty. Who's got time to cook? So as you're staying current, and as you take a look at the big things that the game, just a board game, right? Hungry Hippo, about a hippopotamus. It's a Guinness World Record. It's a world championship. And let me go back up here one really quick second. I'm not for sure. It doesn't read in this article how many of those games have been sold throughout the years, but I've got to believe a lot. That is such a big call for you to dream bigger than you're dreaming, because you can achieve it, even if it's something as kooky as a board game about hippos. Because can you imagine? I mean, let's say this guy didn't have his, let's say his daddy wasn't in the toy business. All right. Can you imagine standing in front of a panel at a major toy company and saying, yes, I want to make plastic hippos that go out and grab the balls and bring them back, and I know it's going to be a bestseller. I can't imagine being that person, but more power to him, because he probably would have done it. And what that means is, well, two things really. It's something you've got rolling around in you. Maybe it's a way you want to be. Maybe it's a huge change for something you don't want to be. Maybe it's a huge creation of the person that you do want to be, the reader you want to be, the nurse, the mechanic, it doesn't matter. Maybe you want to start your own company. Maybe you've had an idea for a board game, right? Okay. No matter how kooky it might seem to other people, it's not a game. Meaning meaning it could be a game. You could invent a game, but the getting there, the letting the dream come into you and not poo-pooing it away for any reason and sitting with it and just maybe doing your own due diligence. I have a thing that I think I mentioned it. Oh, I don't know, last month or the month before. It's a business venture that one of my very, very dearest friends wants me to do, but he's not ready to start it. And I have one button more of time, but it's fascinating and it's smart and it will be so helpful to so many people. But we're not ready to do it yet. But if we were to describe this to other people, I think some would see I think some would see it for what it is, which is his genius idea. And some would be like, you're going to get blown out of the water. The competition's already, you can't climb that hill. Okay, because we don't want to climb a hill. Why would we climb someone else's hill when we can build our own mountain? That's it. That's the phrase for the day. Why would we climb someone else's hill rather than build our own mountain? You heard it here first. All right, wild ones. So please send me warm vibes as I'm doing this in the water, being in relationship with manatees. Oh my God, I hope the babies are there. The cutest things ever. In the meantime, buy your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, stay wild.